I was a Jungian zealot. I was a zealot because I would talk about Jung all the time and discuss Jung with colleagues and with other people and in social media and tell strangers that they didn't know what they were talking about because I knew the truth. And the truth was Jung's ideas. And a lot of people do that. A lot of Jungians see Jung as this kind of prophet or important person, or they love him. They feel like they know him. Maybe they've seen him in a dream or two. Maybe they've seen von Franz in a dream or two. And they think that, well, that makes them part of something special, part of something big. It's easy to spot a cult when you are not part of it. But when you are part of it, it's really hard to know what's really going on. And I'm not saying that everybody who reads Jung or everybody who is a Jungian or who is in Jungian therapy is part of a cult, but some people become part of this sort of religion, this movement of sorts. And the movement is basically trying to save the world. If you listen to Jung talk about the shadow and von Franz talk about the shadow, they're basically saying that if people got in touch with their shadow, if they integrated their shadow, there would be no wars, there would be no injustice, there would be no violence, and so on and so forth. If that sounds like a cult to you, well, I don't blame you. If that sounds like a religion, I don't blame you. Because it's an extraordinary claim. It's a claim that requires extraordinary evidence. And there is no evidence for all of this. There is no evidence for a shadow. There is no evidence for an anima. There's just no evidence. There's only metaphors and dreams and visions and books and more books and journals and things like that. There's no evidence. And some Jungians will say, well, the dreams are evidence, or the visions are evidence, or the fact that von Franz saw something in an alchemical book that she saw in one of her dreams is evidence. And I'm sorry, but that's not evidence. Yes, I had one or two dreams that blew my mind. I can't remember them right now, but I thought, wow, this is evidence that this is really true because I saw this thing in my dreams and then I found something very similar on the internet, almost identical. Well, that's not evidence, that's just coincidence. It doesn't mean anything. And von Frances' dream that she saw in an alchemical book doesn't mean anything, it's just coincidence. And no, there's no scientist paying me to say these things. There's no secret conspiracy. There's no MK Ultra programming that is suddenly activating inside my mind, making me say these things on YouTube. It's just common sense, and it's just honesty. It's intellectual honesty. We all need to be intellectually honest sometimes, most of the times, I think. Maybe when we are children, we can believe lies and believe things that are not there and believe in Santa Claus and many other things, but when we grow up, it's dangerous to believe things that are not true. It's dangerous because we become gullible. And gullible people are easily deceived. Richard Nold has written about Jung's lies. I'm going to leave the link in the description. And he has exposed a lot of things that he said that are verifiable lies. Like he lied about the time. He lied about the context. He lied about other things in his cases. When he was writing his cases. And Jung's relatives went to war with him. And I don't know what happened. I just read that, but I don't know. I think nothing happened. Just Shamdasani, or this person who wrote the preface or something for the Red Book, wrote some books claiming that was what this author was saying were lies and things like that. But yeah, it's all a lie. I don't mean to be rude or anything, but it's nonsense. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if psychoanalysis had been invented today, in our age. I think Freud, if Freud was active today, if he had come up with his series today, he would be regarded as someone like Deepak Chopra, you know? Somebody who has all these extraordinary claims and can't prove them because Freud didn't prove his claims. He didn't. And nor did Jung or Adler or any of them. Because it's basically their ideas, their concepts, and their methods, and their wishful thinking. But it cannot be proven. Thank you for watching.